Once upon a time, if you wanted to be a pop star, all you needed was a bit of a talent, maybe a guitar, some friends to join your band, and a huge amount of luck. Now, though, it seems you can forget the instruments and even the friends. All you need is a good voice and a few clicks online.
Yes, that's how our next guests launched themselves towards stardom, by meeting on the online site Facebook. They became friendly because of their love of classical music. The next step was simple, just form a band. They call themselves Blake, and this is what they sound like. And here they are, Stephen, Jules, Dominic and Oliver. And you're very welcome, collectively known as Blake.
I'm completely confused because we started off with one arrangement and then changed all around. I don't know who anybody
very
is.
confusing.
Who are Susanna, though?
Yes, and you're Bill. Stephen, how did you get your name Blake?
Well, it actually comes from the poet William Blake. We're actually celebrating 250 years since his birth at the moment. He was obviously a very well-known poet, but a crossover artist in a very similar way to ourselves. He was a painter and a poet and musician as well. So that's why we took that name, and it pidified everything that's British about us.
Oliver, you said, hopefully. Hand up. That's you, good. How did you get together? I mean, because we say, oh, well, they met on Facebook. I mean, it's not as simple as that. Well, what happened?
It's not quite as simple as that, no. Well,
Were you complete strangers to each other?
Not completely. Jules and I have known each other for the past decade and a half. We were choristers together from the age of 8. And then, obviously, we've known each other ever since, and we've sung together slightly. But we thought it might be sort of nice to actually, you know, get a group of 4 people together. In fact, we were on Facebook, and Facebook's so huge now, and you know, a lot of mutual friends, and it just seemed like the easiest way to find the right people for the job. So we found Stephen, because Stephen was at Guildhall before I was, and so we were in similar groups. And Jules had seen Dom in a play singing, and so he tracked him down through Facebook. And then, in fact, we found our manager later on through Facebook as well. So.
I mean, we've been talking about these sites throughout the programme, actually, this morning, but a lot of people will still be wondering, Dominic, how you find people through an internet site.
Well, a lot of it is luck. I mean, particularly finding Dan, our manager, was... we'd heard about him through reputation, through his work in the popular world, and also recently with a male voice choir that he had. And the luck so far was working pretty well for us and finding each other, so we thought, try that again. And literally, you go into the Facebook search engine, typed in Dan Glatman, and you would get all the Dan Glatmans from all over the world. But found the Dan Glatman that was the right one and messaged him. And by fortunate luck, he replied and offered to listen to us sing.
You can't rehearse online, though, can you?
You can't rehearse online, no.
So
I mean, we met up, basically, and we had a rehearsal, and we're just very lucky that our voices just worked
Yeah, that must have
really
been an
well
extraordinary moment, though, when you got together in one room, and because you think, well, is this going to work or isn't it going to work?
together. We didn't, I mean, it wouldn't necessarily work if you get 4 voices together, but it was actually total luck. When we sing together, it just, you know, it sounded good. So.
I mean, because you know, you're making it sound terribly simple, but Stephen, I mean, these managers must get approaches all the time from people who are hoping to persuade them. And unless they hear you, how on earth do they know that you're really good?
I mean, we cannot emphasise how lucky we've been in all of this. I mean, it's a 1 in a million chance. I mean, we tried to find other ways of getting hold of Daniel Glatman through his website, through other people, other contacts. It was impossible. And really, just typing his name into Facebook was a last resort. And there he was.
I'm guessing, I'm hearing sort of bass baritones. Is that what you are? What are you?
Yeah, I'm Stephen's bass baritone, Jules and Dom are baritones, and I'm a tenor, or a baritone.
One tenor,
So,
so you have got...
And
it's a bit of a spread.
all this has now resulted in an album and a great deal and a lot of money.
Well,
and fame universal worldwide. I mean, you know, where does it
certainly,
end?
well, we've literally just come to the end of recording the album with the Royal Philharmonic, who are our orchestra behind us, and we're supported by a 60-piece orchestra. Finishing just the recording process now, having worked on it for 2 weeks, and now we're beginning to mix them, and they get sent to New York for mastering, and then it will be hopefully available by November, late October.
Right. Have you discovered your fan base yet? Or more likely, have they discovered you?
Well, no, it's actually interesting. We have a Blake Facebook group.
What a surprise.
Which is for our friends and family, but actually I noticed last night, after the story in the papers yesterday, that somebody has written a little note saying, really inspired by what you're doing, I'm hoping to do a similar thing, good luck with
sure.
it, and thanks for all your... which is
Yeah.
great, you know.
But
and there's a-
I just thought sort of ladies of an operatic bent would be very interested in watching you perform.
hopefully not just the operatic.
And did you say when people can actually see you? Because at the moment it feels a little bit like you're a virtual phenomenon. I mean, are you going to go out there into the real world and...
Yeah, I mean, hopefully our album's going to be ready. It's either October or November. But, I mean, we're pretty much done with it. There's a lot of other mixing to be
But
done.
what about live?
Well, we've
We've
got
got
our
some
first gig actually coming up at Twickenham Stadium on
Okay.
the 11th of August, so
Yes.
we seem to have done it in reverse. 83,000 people, you normally start small with the pub circuit. And
It's just
I mean, it's-
pre-match stuff.
I'd like to see you guys on the pub circuit. That'd be
great.
Well, let's keep it small and intimate now, because there's only two of us here, and you can perform for us now, I think.
Well, then the odd million or two.
Oh, yes.
We do Moon River, which is actually the song that we sung to the record company initially.
Okay. Excellent.
Take it away.
A cappella.
I'm crossing you in style someday. Oh, dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbow's end, waiting round the bend, my huckleberry friend, Moon River and me.
Well,
Quality.
That was lovely.
Absolutely superb.
I felt like we should be sipping cocktails and holding each
Yeah.
other's hand.
I've never had live music in stereo before.
It was
Excellent,
very
boys.
lovely.
Thank you very
Thank you very
much.
much,
Thanks
Blake.
for having us.